This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some important updates to share with you. Looks like we could have a new deadline when it comes to the Building a Better America, which is the bill that has a bunch of stimulus provisions in it. I'll let you know what Manchin and the Democrats are up to now. I'll give you the latest stimulus check news like this. Stimulus check proposal for first responders and $500 stimulus checks to go to essential workers. I'll give you some other stimulus check news as well. Also, I'll let you know the latest of what's going on with the food and gas prices and what it's going to look like in the future from one CEO, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So let's get right into it. So 56 days to get Manchin to agree to a deal on Biden's faltering agenda. Democrats say they have until Memorial Day to try to get the huge tax and spending bill passed. Biden rebranded Build Back Better as Building a Better America in March. Aside from vague policy goals to lower prescription drug costs and raise taxes on the wealthy and large companies, Monday's report suggests Democrats are open and they're more willing to meet Manchin where he is on his policies. So looks like Democrats have given up a lot, especially when it comes to climate change provisions in that big package. Also, Senate Democrats appear to feel pressure of the looming November races. So the reason why they're shooting for Memorial Day, or at least end of May, is because right after that is when the election season for the midterms is going to really kick it up. So we could see, if this bill doesn't pass, we could see a lot more generous stimulus provisions happen around that point, especially when politicians are trying to get a lot of votes from the people. That's usually when we're going to see more generous policies come about. May not be a huge Building a Better America bill, but we could see some shoot-off standalone bills there. Progressive Senator Elizabeth Warren said it ought to be possible to put a spending bill together with all 50 Senate Democrats to agree on, although we've heard that so many times for over a year of them trying to put together this big bill, and it's gone nowhere, saying that, yes, Manchin is going to be on board, but he hasn't. And then Bernie Sanders says, "I'd love to be wrong, but I'm not holding my breath." Well, he's very realistic. I'm not holding my breath either. We've heard politicians say it many, many times that it's going to get done. At this point, the Building a Better America, we don't know the exact progress, if it's going to be completed or voted on by Memorial Day, which is 56 days away. So I'll keep you updated on the latest with that. Then President Biden faces rising pressure on student loans with deadline looming. So let me know, what do you think? Should student loans be extended for another 3 months? May 1st is when the student loans are due, interest as well as payments for federal student loan borrowers. Personally, I think it will be extended just because the midterm elections are coming up, and they're probably going to extend it past the November voting time of those midterm elections, just mainly for to get a lot of votes. I'm not sure if it's going to help out students or not. That's just my prediction of what the Democrats are going to do, because Democrats are really suffering at the polls right now, and they'll probably do whatever to get some votes. But let me know your thoughts on that. That's just from a political perspective. And then also, Biden-Harris administration announces $500 million program for better school infrastructure. So it's not really giving too much detail. It's basically saying it wants to have a cleaner and healthier classrooms, libraries, cafeterias, and playgrounds. I'm not really sure what $500 million is going to do for 100,000 public school facilities. It's not really giving much detail, but we'll see what happens with that. And then new stimulus check proposal for first responders. So this is going on in Florida, and first responders in Florida could see $1,000 checks under Governor Ron DeSantis and his plan to use $100 million in the new state's budget to pay for it. And so this is going to law enforcement officer, paramedic, EMT, or firefighters in Florida. Then we have $500 stimulus checks to go to essential workers in this state. So this is going on in Massachusetts for anyone who lived in Massachusetts and worked or was an employee in 2020 and made more than, or made at least $12,000, basically $500 checks are going to them, sort of like a retroactive hazard pay in Massachusetts. Then stimulus, foster children in New York State could be eligible for $1,750. So New York State is offering children in foster care or children formerly in foster care a stimulus payment of $1,750 under the Chaffee Funds program. So this is only going to foster children and former foster children, and their applicants are at least 18 but under 23, so 18 to 22 years old for foster children and former foster children in New York State. And then fresh stimulus check hopes as $850 one-time checks with no income cap backed by lawmakers. So yeah, this is that $850 proposal that's going on in Maine. It could happen in June, but we don't know yet, so that's just all that's talking about. For residents in June, could get an $850 check. And food prices are going up. Oil prices actually went down. I'm going to give you more details on that, but I'll let you know the 7 foods getting hit the hardest by price spikes this year. I asked the other day if food prices are going up in your area, and basically almost everybody said yes. So just to give an outline, I'm curious how this relates to your daily shopping or your weekly shopping or monthly shopping food experience. So fats and oils are 6 to 7% more expensive. Fruits, fresh fruit, 5 to 6% more expensive. Fresh vegetables, 1 to 2% more expensive. Processed fruits and vegetables, 4.5 to 5.5% more expensive. And sugar and sweets, 3 to 4% more expensive. Cereals and bakery products, 3 to 4% more expensive. Yes. Oh, actually, one more thing. Non-alcoholic beverages, 3.5 to 4.5% more expensive. So yeah, those are all the foods that are going up, and I'm sure there's a lot more categories that are higher and lower, but food is just overall just going up. I mentioned a little bit of this yesterday. So billionaire supermarket owner warns food prices will continue to rise for next few months, could go as high as another 10%. So this CEO, John Katsimatis, he is a CEO of an oil company as well as a food grocery store company, supermarket company. So take a look at his perspective on the oil prices as well as food prices. Just a little thing, some of his opinions may be a little biased. Just keep that in mind because of his position, but take a look at this.
For U.S. oil companies that are recording their largest profits in years, they have a choice. One, they can put those profits to productive use by producing more oils, or they can, as some of them are doing, exploit the situation. Sit back, ship those profits to the investors, and while American families struggle to make ends meet.
Well, that was President Biden last week, blaming the oil companies for 40-year high inflation. Executives from 6 major oil companies will testify before Congress on the record high gas prices this upcoming Wednesday. Joining me right now is the chairman and CEO of United Refining Company. He's also the CEO of Gristedes, D'Agostino Foods, and the Red Apple Group. John Katsimatidis is here. John, good to see you. Thanks very much. Your reaction to what you just heard from Biden, blaming oil companies.
It's part of the big lie. And the White House has not been telling the truth to the American people for a long time. And it's like saying if the price of Bank of America stock is $100, they're responsible for high interest rates. I mean, that is dumb. I mean, the markets are the markets. The markets are trading oil. And the oil companies, whether they're producing it or refining it, they're the ones that are just going along with the markets. And the day when President Biden took office, the price of crude oil was $55 a barrel. Today, it's over 100. So it's just nonsense. And it's part of the war he has on North America. Nobody can still understand why there's a war on North America on buying American oil. And he insists on buying foreign oil, making the foreigners rich and making the American people poorer. But Maria, this problem can be solved. this problem can be solved. All he has to do is turn on the Keystone Pipeline. All he has to do is turn on the Alaska Pipeline and give out the permits to drill and do whatever they have to do. And price of oil could go back down to $55, $60. In 90 days, 120 days, it'll go back down.
Yeah.
And the price of food will go down at the same time.
Taking in, Vladimir Putin must be taking in, what, $1 billion a day at this point, John? You know, gasoline prices are pulling back from 2-week highs this morning, but they're still up above $4 a gallon. What's your take in terms of where prices are going? And give us a sense of where the reserves are in this country and what would be the easiest or quickest way to get those reserves onto the market to pressure prices lower with more supply, American supply, John?
Well, the question is, the reserves that the government has, their cost is $30 a barrel. So is the government going to say to me, John, we got a great deal for you. We're going to give you oil at $30 a barrel because that's our cost. Or are they going to give it to us at $100 a barrel? I mean, it doesn't make sense either way. And to use up our reserves at this particular time,
I was talking about the potential. I was talking about the potential that's in the ground right now. I want to be clear. I was not talking about the strategic reserve. He's already released reserves from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve twice, and oil prices went right back up. So it didn't really work. But I'm talking about the potential that's in the ground right now and the process of drilling, how long it would take should he actually change course here. But it doesn't look like he is going to change course, John, because that would certainly show that his climate change agenda has been a failure.
Maria, Alaska has 100 years worth of oil, over 100 billion barrels. Canada has 180 billion barrels. And Maria, that does not count the Arctic Ocean off the coast of Canada and Alaska. I mean, it's infinite.
That's what I was looking for.
It's infinite because the Earth makes oil. It isn't like the old days people said, oh, it's from dead dinosaurs. That's not from dead dinosaurs. Right. The Earth produces the oil.
And of course, the elevated price of oil and gasoline and diesel is keeping food prices up as well. The transportation of the product has food prices up 7.9% year over year. What's your take on food prices and inflation in America right now?
They will continue to rise over the next 30, 60, 90 days. And there's no choices. I mean, I would say in the next 30 to 45 days, you'll see food prices up another 10%.
What are your thoughts on what the CEO had to say? Do you agree, disagree? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you one thing that you should do. When you want to do something, you have the power to do whatever you want. Unless, one thing, you believe in yourself. That's the only trick. So that's all I wanted to tell you for today. Bye. This is the Bella.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. Weather's getting really nice here in Myrtle Beach, so we're probably gonna head to the beach today. Really excited about that. So I'll share some videos and pictures of that over the next few days. And this is probably from a past time we went to the beach too. Anyways, if you wanna check out my latest videos, my other channels, you could click up here and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.